What is up, everybody?
Sorry.
What is up, everybody? It is Andrew Yalo. I'm here joined by two of my favorite people in the whole world. I'm here with Popoli is hot. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Popoli and I am hot.
Yeah, he was contestant on Big Brother Minecraft Season 8. And I'm also joined by his star-crossed lover, Beans. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I just got really close to the mic. I kind of chickened out. I was gonna whisper in your ear, but I'm nervous. So
I mean,
you
can still do it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, my name is Beans, and I'm in your walls.
All right, yeah. So these two are some of the most prominent figures on this latest season of Big Brother Minecraft.
In the United States and UK, respectively, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure. These guys, I mean, they're the topic of discussion on this latest season. Before we really get into what happened in this latest episode that just came out yesterday, Popoli, why don't you walk us through on how you both ended up on this show?
So, right, I was in bed one day on my own, not with Beans, and I was on my own, and on my phone I had recommended episode 1 of season 7 of Big Brother Minecraft, and I watched it. I was like, yo, this is fun, and I kept watching, and then like you uploaded the application for season 8. I was like, you know what? Sure, this seems fun. So I sent it off, and then you interviewed me, and I got on, and I was like, yeah, this is great.
And then, yeah,
you fucking happened, you piece of shit.
Yeah. So Beans ended up on the same season, it came to you as a complete surprise. Is that right?
Yeah, I had no idea, which is
until I was late.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Me and Beans are like really good friends, like from well before this, and neither of us are in the community. So it's not like someone from the community, like with Liz being on, like there was no reason for either of us to be on here. So it was like, bro, I was just so surprised. But then 10 minutes before the season started, Andrew, you messaged me being like, yo, I was going to keep it a secret, but Beans is on here, but she slept in.
Yeah.
Like, can you like call her?
Narcolepsy moment.
Yeah. Silly little narcolepsy moment, which we're going to touch up on later because that was one of the one of the segments in this episode. But yeah, Beans, so coming into this game, kind of let the viewers know a little bit about your background and like, do you have any sort of history with like game shows in general? Like, do you watch them in real life? Like IRL game shows? What's your kind of background in that?
Absolutely none whatsoever. I don't think I've ever watched a single house show in my entire life.
And so what intrigued you about this that made you want to compete? Because it's very strange that someone like you would want to compete in this. You know what I mean? It's just like it's very out of your realm. You've never seen game shows like this before. So what about it really like intrigued you and wanted to make you do it?
Well, the initial invite I got because Popoli was on the show specifically, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't something where I reached out. It was where I was reached out to, which was the first kind of catalyst, obviously. And one thing about me is if someone gives me an opportunity, I'm probably going to take it, even if it's dumb. Like, I'm the type of person where it's like, yes, I would jump off a bridge if my friends were doing it because it might be a fun experience. You know what I mean? I just am very unlikely to say no to things. And like, yeah, although it was kind of out of my realm, I thought it seemed like it would be. Shut the fuck up, Popoli. Can we ban him for that?
Yeah, the ban hammer spoken. Sorry, Bozo.
But yeah, it seemed like a fun sort of opportunity to. What the fuck was that? What is wrong with y'all?
Oh, you good, man?
Sorry, I'm allergic to
bitches.
You. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Kick him.
No, you can carry on, Beans. You're good.
Okay. I don't remember what I was saying now.
How like you just got on and you were it was a new experience for you and you joined it.
I watched some of the previous seasons, and although I'm not exactly a social engineer, I thought it would be a fun opportunity to talk to some people because I don't talk to a lot of people. So I was like, hey, this seems like a fun opportunity to talk to some people and it'll be made into some cool content that I can watch later as
Yeah,
well.
of course.
So,
And it was
yeah, those are the
yeah.
main things for me.
When from my perspective, seeing you someone like you play, because you're not really like too involved in game shows, and I think that's really cool because you have a lot of these people that apply that have been trying for many years to get on, but then you have someone like
Yeah.
you that
Which makes you feel bad.
yeah, no, but it's cool because we get somebody like you that is outside of that realm, some like an outsider coming in, and we get to see what like pure strategy looks like. So you come into this game and your strategy is to kind of just make friends and kind of go with the flow, and then you get thrown in with Popoli and like things go out the window. But it was really cool to see from your perspective of how the game could be played by somebody that doesn't really know much about the game. So I really like that. Even just going through as an editor and just like seeing your game from your perspective, it's really cool.
Well, I'm glad you found value in it. Thank you.
Oh, of course, yeah. And Popoli, so like your strategy going in, if Beans wasn't in there, what was it going to be?
Before I go on that, I just want to touch on the fact that you put beans and strategy in the same sentence, which is just something that shouldn't happen.
Listen, everyone's got a strategy. It may not be game related, but Beans definitely did have a strategy. I will go to bat for Beans. Strategy. Yes.
Thank you.
So, funnily enough, I've not told anyone this yet.
What'd you say?
Funnily enough, my strategy before getting into this game, because I had like 2 months to prepare from you telling me I was on to actually being in, and my genuine idea was to have a showmance.
Wow! So it just worked out.
And then,
what's up, Beans?
I forgot we were supposed to be in Minecraft this whole time.
Oh no, you're good.
Your character took an Eevee Schleeby. My character was not moving. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had a cataplexy.
Just like here, I'll make sure you use different clips or something. I don't know.
Oh no, you're good. You're fine. It's totally good. Yeah, so
you're gonna think I'm lazy.
No. I mean, listen. It's all good. Popoli, so you come into this game and you see Beans in there, and then that just immediately works into your predetermined strategy, I guess, right? Because then
no, the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Completely fucked me.
So so I wanted to ask you, why did you immediately out yourself and Beans' relationship, like prior relationship, when everyone was introducing themselves to each other? What made you want to do that?
Can I first clarify that we were never actually in a relationship, which I think is something that we didn't make clear enough, because many people have actually been like, "Oh shit, I didn't know you and Popoli dated in the past. Like, it's cool that you're so like chill with each other now." And I'm just like, people actually think this is real.
No, it's more of like it's a meme. It's like
it's a bit,
it's like a bit.
The first time I met Popoli was because he ordered me on ePal for like a quote unquote Minecraft date.
Yeah. So that's how it
I mean, there's more content. I don't normally order girls online.
That is just not true, and you know it.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Okay. We're not going to enter this. Right.
Yeah. So Popoli. So for those. Popoli. So for those that don't know what ePal is, can you explain to everyone what that is and how you met Beans?
So ePal is a site where you can hire someone to play a game with you, and essentially one of he was my friend at the time, ordered Beans to be on like a dating show, and I wasn't available because I was on a real date in real life.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be funny to then hire her again because she rejected my friend. So I was like, what if I actually just date her? And like, yeah, and now she's just not left me alone since.
That is so not true.
All right, Beans, let's hear your side of the story. I feel like I'm on Maury. I feel like I'm on the Maury show.
Listen, guys, it was freshman year of high school, okay? I was down hard on my luck. I needed some cash.
Sorry, don't say it was freshman year. That makes me sound like a pedophile.
of college, okay? And I was on ePal because at the time it was a site where I was getting money to like talk to people online, play games with people online, things like that. And it was, it was good. It got me groceries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I met his friend Boyar was through that site. He actually ordered me to be in a video, which is something he does to get more people for his videos. He would order some people on there so he could have a nice diverse group in there, and it was fun. I really actually enjoyed it a lot. So I decided to stay for the whole time instead of like the short amount that they would usually have a person stay, and start like trying to get swipe right right the people for the pickup lines in that video.
And this is the Minecraft Tinder in real life, or the Minecraft?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm very bad at explaining things.
No, you're good.
But yeah, so I did that, and I ended up hanging out with them, and through that group, is where I met Popoli, and we've kind of been, like friends, I guess, ever since.
Yeah, Popoli, would you say that it's the complete opposite? It seems like Beans just kind of friend zoned you. It's crazy.
I mean, I think you'll find I friend zoned her long ago.
Oh, okay. I see how. Yeah. All right, yeah. So
Popoli, chill. I'm not into blondes.
Oh wow.
I'm not into
frogs.
I can't say that on this podcast.
All right. Anyway. Yeah.
So that's the imagination.
Anyway, so let's get back into the show. So you guys both entered the show. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep the surprise. Like it was very unfortunate because we couldn't get a hold of Beans, and we had to try to get Beans on because then we'd have had to reach out to somebody else. It's totally fine, but like usually stuff like that happens anyway. But the surprise was unfortunately ruined. Oh no! But then you both Popoli exposes his entire pre-existing relationship. So
which I wasn't honestly prepared for.
Yeah, which is wild because like a lot of the house guests, they like you both were like prime targets to like everybody in the house. But then obviously week one happened, Aiden just goes crazy, and then you guys were kind of forgotten about. But now it's week 3. There's a new person in power, and it's Jake. So a lot of things are happening. So with Jake becoming head of household, we now have Liz with her bounty card because TJ got out. So now Liz is in a very good position, which we'll touch into a little bit later in the podcast. And Popoli in the diary room says that he hopes that TJ was the rat that ratted out your guys' plan to make it all women and plus Popoli household. So at this moment,
the fact that there was a plan for that honestly was news to me because I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, you thought it was a joke, but other people took it the wrong way, and the rat ended up being Madison, which Beans, I'm not sure because Beans really hasn't gone back and seen all of the episodes. We just rewatched episode 5, but Beans, did you know that the rat that ratted you guys out was Madison?
To be honest, I wasn't even thinking about it at the time. Like, I wasn't thinking like, oh gosh, who told them?
Yeah.
I was honestly thinking that it was like some sort of honest mistake, like someone had overheard something, which I guess goes to show quite how inexperienced I was in these sort of game shows. Because right at the beginning, the thought that someone would manipulate the situation, which is the point of the game, it didn't cross my mind at all that was possible.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a theme that continues on throughout where I'm a little bit too trusting, I think.
Which I want to ask you, Beans, like at what point in the game did you realize that people were playing more ruthless than you initially anticipated?
I think it was not any of the episodes that are out yet, but
okay, so like later in the season, right? I
expect maybe after 3 or 4 episodes is where I start to feel it.
Right. Okay. Sure. And then Popoli, did the cast like meet your expectations of what you expected going in?
Smaller cocks. I tried them all. Oh my god.
Wow.
So, I mean, it excelled my expectations. Like, watching it is a completely different experience from being there. Like, watching it, like, I love TJ. He was so good at it. Like, I wish he made it longer. Like, but it was just such a fun and diverse cast. Like, Liz was such like one person in the house and then one person in the diary rooms. I mean, Aiden is the personification of dropping everything and trying to desperately catch it.
Yeah.
It's like, Maxim establishing the dolls was crazy. Like there was just so much going on, and it was incredible. Because my only experience was from season 7, and this was just, I mean, yeah.
Was there anything like in this game, like watching back, is there anything like new information that you learned from watching it than experiencing it yourself while playing?
Oh yeah. So when I was playing it, obviously I talk about my plan in the diary room, how obviously Beans is my target, but no one knows that. Beans thinks it's TJ. And, you know, I'm like talking about how I'm going to get Beans out in like week 5. I'm going to manipulate. So I'm playing 5D chess thinking that Beans is playing like checkers. But no, Beans is playing like Connect 4, like I Spy. Like she has no idea what's going on. Like in any shape or form.
I was not manipulating nobody.
So I thought I was like staying 2 moves ahead. No, I was like 100 miles ahead. Like she was just.
You were running a marathon. I was doing the kids 50 meters. Like
yeah. So that definitely like shocked me a bit. I was also shocked when I saw that Maddie like sold me out because I didn't realize how dry and cut it was. Like Bean says a joke about all the girls and me in an alliance. Maddie walks in, hears that one sentence, goes to Aiden week 1.
Yeah,
tells him,
I did kind of start it by accident. Actually, I think I was the catalyst because I mentioned it as a joke, just like in passing, because I thought it was funny because I didn't expect there would actually be like oh my god, the girls and gays versus straight guys. Like I didn't think that would actually happen. But then people were like, hold on, write that down.
Yeah.
Literally.
And some people were like thought I was being completely serious. So it ended up also screwing me over.
Yeah, well, because it's all the girls and Papali, even though it was you who said it, everyone who hears that is going to think it's my idea. Like, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
my bad, my
Papali's
original
age was,
gangster.
like, yeah, it was, just that one line caused so much shit.
Let me see. So the eviction before that, you had it was Ray versus TJ. TJ goes home. There's
Oh boy.
2 rogue votes that were cast against Ray. Seems like a lot of the house was up in the air and confused about who could have voted him out. And meanwhile, the HOH is one of them. And so I guess this question goes for either of you. When Jake wins this head of household, are either of you concerned as far as like you may go up as a nominee at this point, or are you guys feeling safe?
Ladies first.
You're answering that one first. Fuck you.
Okay. From what I recall, I wasn't particularly worried because no one seemed to have any idea. And I thought I was a lot more low key than I think I was. I think that initial shock statement saying that me and Beans were exes did a lot more damage than I expected it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, same situation with me saying the girls and Popoli thing. I just did not really, at the time, I didn't think at all about like how people could have taken that or like the repercussions that it could have had. And I understand Popoli kind of had the similar sort of experience.
Now,
you
go.
I was going to say my main idea, like going in, was for like entertainment purposes. So I thought, say my ex-girlfriend's in the game. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then people were like, yo, shit, these two are going to be a threat. Like, no, bro, she's like counting her toes, and I'm like, I'm a penguin.
Yeah, you're a penguin.
Okay, listen, I was not that clueless. I was like, listen, I was trying to make friends at least. I was going in sort of like, well, if I just kind of like chill with people and like make myself not a threat in the very beginning, at least that's, at least a decent strategy. I can't imagine it would like caused me to get immediately out, at least because I like I said, I had no idea what I was doing, so I was kind of just like, well, if I'm nice to people, then at least there won't be a specific target on my back.
Exactly.
But then went ahead and slapped one on there by accident.
I do think that strategy, it does go, it could tend to work out in the long run because I mean, if again, like you said, like if no one's really necessarily targeting you for a certain reason, if everyone likes you, if you're one of the most likable people in the house, then what would give anyone a reason to nominate you? But I think that with this week, it was just a little bit different. It was a little more complicated than that, which is, we'll definitely touch up on that soon. But I do think that like you definitely had a sense of what was going on. I don't think that your strategy was bad in any sense. I think you definitely had a good head on your shoulders in this game. As far as you, Popoli, I think you were definitely, you guys both were playing completely different games. Popoli, you were thinking like 6 weeks ahead. I mean, in the premiere episode, you were saying how you wanted to vote out Beans week 5. You were saying like you really were thinking so many moves ahead, which in a sense in Big Brother you need to be doing that. So yeah, I mean both of your games are black and white essentially.
Yeah, I mean in my head still like, I mean I want to see more Beans diary rooms, but
yeah.
You know that monkey with the symbols?
Yes. Is that Beans? Is that are you referring to Beans as the monkey with the symbols?
What?
Yeah, Beans is the monkey with
the symbols. That is, I feel like ableist.
Now I want to ask you, Beans. One of your biggest things coming into this game was that you were excited to play in the challenges, and something that the viewers may not know is that you host your own competition on your YouTube channel, which is the Mary Beans competition. And
Yeah,
so
the annual Beans Hand in Marriage competition that
yes.
we hold in Beanland. I mean, for me, I that video is actually now taken down due to the request of someone in that video,
Oh no.
unfortunately. Yeah, but
Was it
we are.
Papoli?
Yeah, it was. He meant, oh, no. But I am actually planning on doing a similar video fairly soon. As I said, it is biannual.
Yeah.
And I think we're about due for another Beans Hand in Marriage competition.
Yeah, we are.
So maybe yeah, I might put on one of those soon.
Yeah, if you guys were able to catch it before, I guess it was taken down. I didn't know it was taken down, but yeah, before, if you guys were able to catch that video, if you're a big supporter of Beans over here, you would have seen that me and Papoli did compete on it, and yours truly got to take Beans' hand in marriage, which was such a big honor in my opinion.
Receives my application to come on his game show, gets my ex-girlfriend to come on, and then marries my ex-girlfriend. This teaser.
This guy's really in the trenches right now. He's really going through it.
Bro just murdered me.
Yeah, so let me see where we're at in this whole grand scheme of this week right now. So we have Ivy goes straight to the HOH. So we have Ivy and Jake talking. Ivy pitches that Jake should put up Madison and Maxim. And now Ivy's not the only person that's going to go up to Jake this week and not request, but kind of like consider that Maxim should be nominated, which is interesting because like Maxim, to a lot of the viewers' point of view, Maxim's playing a great social game. Maxim is one of the best players in this game. Just to a lot of player rankings that I've seen, and like Maxim's just a likable person in this game right now. And it was shocking to see someone like Ivy, someone that you would have considered being close to Maxim, like throwing Maxim's name out there. You also see Aiden doing this later in the week. Aiden was like, I think you should nominate Maxim because if Maxim won HOH, that he would target him. Like, like for both of you, like, how did you feel about Maxim in this game? Like,
at this point in the game, honestly, Maxim was very extroverted, which is something I admired because I was kind of struggling to be extroverted.
Yes.
So I admired Maxim's sort of like outward energy and like welcomeness and like, you know, sort of joking with everyone. I really liked that. So I had a positive view of Maxim. I didn't really have any reason to dislike them at all.
Yeah.
Like I was enjoying their participation in the game, I would say.
What about you, Papoli?
With me, Maxim, I don't think at this point we'd spoken one-on-one like at all. Maxim intimidated the fuck out of me because every time I went in a room, Maxim was in there with like 5 or 6 people. Maxim was never in a small group. So it's like that popular person at school. Like you just couldn't get close to them. And I was like it was intimidating in a good way. But I was just like, what? They were in such a different league socially to me in this game.
Yeah.
I definitely felt intimidated.
Now, I want to ask you, Papoli, like in this game at this point, like who would you consider your closest allies?
Oh, I mean, on one hand, Beans is my closest ally.
Yes.
On the other hand, she's my biggest enemy.
Yeah, that's strange.
I wasn't, is the thing. But no, I feel like there definitely could have been a perspective where it could have gone either way.
I think I wanted Beans gone more than anybody else in the game.
I think I could definitely sense that, which is why I very quickly started to become a little bit wary of you and didn't like trust you as much because I was like, oh shit, wait, he's playing. Like,
yeah. I'm not coming to mess around, you know. Like,
How come you viewed Beans as a threat to you instead of wanting to work with Beans? Because you're coming into this game with a bunch of strangers. Like you've never met anybody else in this game, and Beans is the one person that you do have a prior relationship with. And so, what made you scared of Beans in that sense?
So, like I said, my entire game plan was a showman's, but it was also to put on a complete persona that wasn't me. And Beans knows how I think and stuff. So
and I would definitely have said something about it because I'm silly.
If I acted differently, yeah, you're a little goofball. So that was it. I was like, I need to keep her close so she doesn't say anything, and I just need to get rid of her.
You're literally like I'm like a child on a leash that you want to take back to the orphanage. That's so fucked up.
My lord.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's go to the nomination ceremony because there's not really much happened with after the HOH comps. So now we're going into the nomination ceremony. Jake's head of household, and he's starting the ceremony, and he calls a certain amount of people out, and he wants them to publicly make a nomination to see where everyone's head's at. So he turns to Liz first, and Liz says, I want I want Aiden nominated. Okay, that's that.
This
Then-
wasn't an official nomination, though, if I recall.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was just like Jake was just like, oh yeah, if you could nominate somebody, who would you nominate? And if you don't answer my question, then you're gonna get nominated. So it was a very like, it's a very like
Wow.
hostage situation. So he's putting a
Holy
gun up
shit,
to your head
yeah.
essentially, and it was like, okay, well, yeah, if you don't do what I say, then sorry, you're going up. So Popoli, when the question was asked to you, you said Brian, and now
Yeah.
I don't think any like prior conversations with you and Brian have really been shown on the episode, so or on the season. So like, what made you say Brian?
Because I was in such shock. I was like, I just looked across the table. I didn't aid on week 1. I just looked the first person I saw. I was like, Brian.
Right. Yeah. Let me think. So yeah. So you call out Brian. He's probably really shocked. I'm assuming he was probably really shocked.
Yeah. It was. Looking back, I wish I just said Beans.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like similar to Liz saying Aiden. It would have just been like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's been a goofball. He's been a little silly man.
Hey.
Then races BMO after that, and then you guys both end up getting nominated, which is crazy. So
Yeah.
at that point, Popoli, do you believe that you were not playing the right hand in the game? Like, do you believe that you had messed up in any way? Like, what was your initial reaction to getting nominated at that point?
I was pretty fine. Like, obviously, I was slightly nervous because it was me and Beans.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, this just works in my hand. You know, I win the veto, which we're going to talk about later, because obviously I know that's controversial what happened. But I win veto. I tell Beans to relax. I'm going to get her all the votes to stay, and then bye Beans, and then I get an immunity card, and then I'm sailing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was like the best person that could have been nominated was, and the worst. So it balanced itself out.
Right. So, let's see. So yeah, we go to the veto competition. So and right beforehand, Beans has a little moment where she's like AFK on the couch. Everyone's kind of concerned for her. I didn't know what was going on. I thought like Beans was just like passed out. I didn't know what was going on. And then we go into this little segment about Beans talking about Beans' Tourette syndrome, and then the cataplexy event, which you touched up on and told the house guests because you knew Beans more than anybody else did.
Yeah.
So Beans, what was like kind of like walk us through what happened in that moment for you, and what happened like in game and outside of the game.
Yeah, so first of all, I was fine. Like nothing like medical emergency or anything happened, which I felt really bad about because I can definitely see how that would have been very concerning. So I apologize for that. But I essentially I just started getting really, really drowsy. So I went out to go make a cup of tea or something. Like I believe I had asked for like a break, and we were taking like a very short break. It was supposed to be. And I went out and make the tea, and I sat down in a chair, and I just cataplexied basically, which is for me looks like me kind of just falling asleep like very rapidly. Like, have you ever been so tired that like it is very like hard to stay awake? Like you're fighting staying awake even if you're sitting down or like driving. Yeah, it was that kind of sleepy, very very intense and very sudden is what it feels like for me. And when I wake up, my limbs feel very weak and shaky. If you've ever felt like that after a nap, I don't know if that's something other people it feels like that, but also very intense, and it lasts for a little while. So after that, I was feeling kind of like crap. I don't know how long exactly I was out for, but I know it was like a kind of maybe like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
2 months. You were out for 2 months.
Yeah, real. But yeah, I got the milk in my tea, and I was like, oh shit, and got back to the recording. But my Minecraft character in game was just sitting like this, which I think is funny because that's what I was doing IRL.
Yeah. So does that still happen to you? Is that still like an occurring thing that happens to you?
So at the time it was undiagnosed narcolepsy. I am now diagnosed and have medicine for it. So I have not had a like cataplexy event like that like for months basically. So I'm doing actually better than I was then, but I was also fine then, if anyone was concerned.
Yeah. Oh, so when we just watched the episode, did it surprise you of how concerned the other house guests were of your health?
I felt really bad. Yeah. I guess obviously for me it's pretty normal, so I wasn't really thinking about it that much, but I'm sure it was distressing for other people, which I feel very bad for. But
it's all good.
Yeah, everyone was super chill about it, which I also appreciated. No one was like bro, you just held us all up, like, which would be understandable.
Yeah, Beans. I think the thing you need to do is you need to make an apology video with a guitar.
Real,
Yeah.
with my Telecaster.
Yeah, I just think that's probably what's warranted at this point.
I think that's the move. Yeah,
I think that's just unacceptable, Beans. How could you? Yeah, no.
I thought it was.
Gangster.
I thought it was very, very, very good for my game because I thought, oh, she's just gonna die, and then
my God.
I get through to the next week straight away. Like it's easy.
That's absolutely insane.
I love you.
Never say that
as a
to me.
friend.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So we get to the power veto competition. It's the famous take aim challenge. If you've seen the show before, then you've definitely seen it before in the past. We had Hannah from season 6 and 7 come back and do the challenge or host the challenge. And so there's a lot of strange things that happen in this challenge. A lot of people are getting low scores. Popoli, you deliberately shot your arrow outside of the backyard and like completely missed the target. Yeah. So
that did in fact happen.
So what was going through your head, Popoli? Because you told me that you were trying to throw the challenge. And so why exactly were you trying to throw the challenge?
So there's a lot of things going in here. And I think this is the time where I can really explain what my whole game has been for the last 3 weeks, because it's been very hard to put together and it all kind of accumulates in this one arrow shot. So I told TJ and Beans that TJ was my target. So with TJ going home, Beans thought I had the BB bounty card. So she was like, why don't you take yourself off the stand? And I was like, I've got a plan. And then I was aware that Jake wanted me gone a lot more than Beans. I knew I was the primary target. So when Beans got 4th and was able to get the veto from Maddie, it was me, Aiden, and Jake. Aiden and Jake were very clearly aligned. So I had a decision. I could either try and win first, and then if I didn't win first and I'd take the veto from Beans, then they would just take it from me and neither of us would get off. Or I could throw the competition, make sure that Beans keeps the veto, and then just hope that they wouldn't take it off her because they were guaranteed to take it off me. They might not have taken it off Beans.
I'm very charming when I try.
Ladies
love Beans.
Well, this is just what I mean by the 5D chess.
Yeah, so you're playing a whole game of 5D chess. You're looking.
Definitely.
I mean, you probably had planned this move week 1 the minute you walked in the game. Like you knew that this competition was going to happen with the arrow, and you wanted to throw the challenge. Yeah, so, but
right, from the womb.
Yeah, from the womb, you knew that this was going to happen essentially. So, now with Beans winning the veto, like at this point, is that part of your plan? Like, did you really, was your plan already going through at that point?
Oh yeah.
You must have been excited too because you got the movie reward too. So I mean, we'll find out that.
A little too excited.
Yeah, you're a little too excited there.
Yeah. Well, you see, Beans having the veto and me having a stronger just foot in the game, I knew that if Beans had the veto, doesn't mean Beans is going to use it on herself.
Right.
I'm clearly a bigger target. I get Beans to use the veto on me. She thinks I still have the BB bounty card. And I can be like, oh, yeah, I'll just be a target. I'll be a shield for you for the next few weeks. I get taken off the block by Beans' veto. I'm like, okay, I'll campaign for you. I get Beans sent home. Then I have my actual BB target. I'm sorted. I'm living life. I'm going to the beach. I'm having a margarita. I'm happy.
Right. So a question that I have, and the viewers might have as well, is what was your plan to target Beans already set in stone before you found out you were her she was your designated target from the twist target?
Absolutely not. No, I was going to be as distant from Beans as possible.
Right. Okay.
Like before, because I wanted to experience with new people. But then that happened, and I was like, right, okay, I have to kill a person.
You have to what?
I have to murder you.
Why? What did I do?
So that's the challenge. That's where the episode actually ends. So we're kind of left off on a cliffhanger. We're not sure if Beans is going to use the veto on herself or Popoli. So the viewers, you're not going to find out until next week what happens, unfortunately. So that's pretty much that. So is there anything, Popoli, that you had that you wanted to touch up on before before we sign off here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like obviously people saw me and Beans as targets as like a kind of showmance. But what this episode really showed me is that there was a showmance in here that was going under everyone's nose. Jake and Aiden.
Oh,
So
right. In that Hate Show
true.
Hate room. Like,
You were slowing on that shit. Sorry.
Oh my God. It was intense. And then it was kind of like couple against couple in the final four on the veto challenge.
I felt like a catty suburban mom with a minivan. It was great. It was fantastic.
And then I also loved that when we were just watching the episode, I loved Bean's reaction to being nominated because just watching it, we knew what happened, and then Beans is like, "Nice cock, loser." I wrote it down. I just thought that was great, but that's. I mean, I used the photosynthesis Pythagoras. I've got everything on lock, and I think, that's everything. You'll see what happens in the next.
Yeah, you'll just see what happens in the next episode.
I'm excited for people to see.
The next episode's a special. It's a very nice episode because we have a lot of special things happening because a lot of the prizes and punishments are going to be coming into play. So you're going to see that Madison has to do her parkour punishment, which is really exciting to see. Like, who knows if she's going to be able to complete it because obviously, as you see, Madison couldn't even drop a block in Minecraft. So,
such a G for taking that.
Yeah, so big ups for her to try to see if she can complete that. We also have Popoli on this movie reward, which as you can see in the preview, it looks like Popoli brings along Beans and Liz. So we'll see if anything comes.
Angels Mark 2.
But yeah, Popoli's Angels Part 2. We'll see if anything comes from that. And aside from that, Beans, do you have any final words for the viewers? What do you got going on in your life right now? Your channel.
I'm in my channel. I was about to start talking about my engineering job, bro. My channel, we're working on, obviously, like I said, the first SMP episode. I got some other videos coming out soon, just of stream highlights. I am still mainly a streamer, but I'm starting to make the slow transition to be more YouTube heavy. Yeah. So yeah, that's been exciting.
What about you, Popoli? What do you got going on?
I might do some walking later. I might walk,
Oh yeah.
Couple 100 miles for a pizza maybe or something like that. I don't know. I will see. I might be feeling quirky. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like the animatronics at night, they do seem to get a little bit quirky.
I'm just a little goofball.
Yeah. Maybe you should walk 100 miles because I still have your shirt at my house. Maybe you need to come pick that up. Yeah.
Hey, what happened, bro?
Yeah. Beans, I don't think it's podcast appropriate. Yeah.
Without me. Outrageous.
Yeah.
This is just I'm just on here with my two lovers. This is kind of
crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'm sorry, but you just can't have all of me. I'm just one penguin. We're in danger. Come on,
you're in danger.
We need to repopulate, but come on, not like this.
Well, how is Andrew gonna help you with that goal?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
It's 2023. That is you can't say that.
Anyway, guys, we do have a new vlog coming out on my channel. It's going to be the New York meetup that we just did a month ago. Popoli's in it. Unfortunately, Beans is not in it. We tried to get Beans to come to the meetup. Unfortunately, she couldn't.
It was my birthday.
It was Beans' birthday.
I have to hang out with family. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Beans, your marriage competition was on my birthday. Your marriage competition was my birthday. I showed up.
It's in Minecraft, not in another location.
Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of On the Block with Andrew Yalo. This is Beans and Popoli. We're signing out.
Fuck you. I want you dead.
I want you in my bed. Riz, Kevin.